welcome to What Do You Want to Talk About, hosted here at wonderful WWE Warehouse. Thanks to Ben Brown for setting this up. It's all the real stuff. It's as authentic as it gets. It's as authentic as this podcast. What Do You Want to Talk About is a Fanatics and WWE original production, and this one's special. This is probably the number 1 asked for guest. This is main event time. Ladies and gentlemen, 10-time tag team champion, former world heavyweight champion, Royal Rumble winner, main event, the Yeet master himself, multi-generational talent, the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, main event, Jey Uso.
Hey, dog. I wasn't expecting that introduction, my dog. Appreciate that.
Right out the chute, right? No foreplay here. Let's talk about Fastlane. Let's talk about
Come on.
the press conference. Come on.
The damn man, Oos. All right, look, Yeet was already popping, okay? That press conference is what lit it on fire, though. And if we could really get that out the way, man, look, none of that was planned, Deuce. Me and my dog, Cody, was out there just doing what we do.
We're just hunting.
Come on, man.
We're just dogs hunting.
It's probably one of my funnest moments. When I watch it back, I was like, oh, I feel a little embarrassed, but like, I liked it, man. I mean, we just won the tag team titles. I've never did that with nobody else but this man right here. So like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Ugh.
That I want to ask right out of the gate, because to me, there's no. It's the most fun thing is knowing we didn't know we had a press conference.
Nah.
So from a professional standpoint, we were just being pros. We were first, crowd was hot.
Come on.
And we don't get a chance that often, because I remember saying like, oh, come on the bus. And you're like, yeah, I am gonna come on the bus.
Yeah.
We never got a chance to just have a brother camaraderie moment. And I didn't even know, it should have been obvious to me, but I didn't realize until you said it in the press conference, you had never won the tag titles with anyone other than your brother.
Yeah.
Other than Big Jim.
Yeah, special night for me, man. I already knew what time it was, man. Like that night hit different.
Whose phone be that? Who was it? It was Matt's. Don't worry. No, it was incredibly special night. And again, I'm gonna preface the press conference with, we were just on the bus, in the safety of the bus, having a good time. And then I don't know who it was. It was either Johnny Cone or the Z-Pack himself. Someone walked on there and said, y'all are on the press conference and y'all are first.
Yeah.
And I remember there's just a moment of, oh, okay, but yeah, great.
I was like, hell yeah, we're ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So to me, the part that I guess the only little tinge of embarrassment I have was, I thought I was fine. I remember Jackie came on the bus and like fixed me up, and I thought I was tying my tie. I thought we're good.
We're good.
Then within 20 seconds of us shuffling out there, and you're just, excuse my language, you're fucking around with the Velcro on the title, and all this noise, and not to mention the worst press corps of all time, God bless them, because I love them, but they're just staring like we're on the other side of the fence at the zoo. There's not a question right away. Freaking Kasama posted up against the wall, all wanting to see what was going on. It just felt like, it felt like once we got out there, we were in the deepest of waters.
It was like,
and it was, I just kept thinking like, all right, cool, just ask like some good questions, you know? And okay. And then they weren't coming as fluid, and you started talking about people losing money on betting on the Judgment Day, and then you were wiggling closer to me.
Ain't nobody feel me but you.
I felt you.
You know.
And that whole room felt you.
So I'm talking about Kasama.
Shout out to Kasama, by the way. She took that in stride, you know. She's sitting over there.
Shout out to Kasama, man. Yeah. Y'all know you know, man. Come on, man. Saxon started clowning on his shirt.
Saxon's an easy clown. This is a totally different press conference, and I won't go too deep into this because it'll get cut from the show. But one time I got asked a question that was a no good question, and I did my best to answer it. And instead of Saxon being like, all right, moving on, he just kept the mic right here. I'm like, bro, we're out.
Yeah.
Like
cut.
that cut. That guy's got one. Go ask the kid over there waving his hand. I had an incredible time at the press conference. I think the funniest moment after was Michael Hayes, the legendary Freebird Michael Hayes, a man who once was quoted in a promo of, I think he said, I drank so much as it drowned a battleship in a backstage interview. Michael, of all people, was the most adult in parenting of, where he hit me with a, hey guys, it's not like you didn't know, you didn't like, and we had to explain to him, we didn't know, Bird. But
they say, y'all want to go do the press conference? We're ready. We are ready.
We were
far from ready.
We were ready in our own way.
No,
but
we was ready, man. I got the Yeet movement.
Yeah.
That's where the Yeet movement was born. It was, come on, man.
I was really just happy to be in that moment in terms of, as you said, Yeet was moving. Yeet was also a little bit more of a language going on where you would say Yeet to somebody, or your brother would say Yeet and it was, you heard it a lot more in conversation. You'd hear it a little bit in the stuff that you were doing at the time with the Bloodline, which the Bloodline saga at a certain point, we've got to dive into what an unbelievable success it's been for the industry as a whole. But I was so glad that it just became, you put your stamp on it there.
Yeah.
You put your stamp on it there, and now, I mean, it's right there.
Then the hand movement, like it all worked, dude. So
it's so fun.
It's cool, man.
Do you feel tonight, or in general, you go out there and you're yeeting, and the crowd is all doing it, and you're finding these kids, and they're standing next to you, and you're able to run it back, and we're doing encore after encore. You know what's the most amount of encores you've run?
Probably 6.
That's
in a dark match.
Yeah.
And I just kept, and they kept doing it with it, and that was the whole dark match. It was like a big party. Now we're working. I had a Mexico, like I'm about to put Taker out there now. Taker was at a Mexico show.
Yeah.
We did a house show in Mexico. I think he was on that one.
Yeah.
Man, but I was like eating the whole time, and then finish. I walk in the back, Taker goes, he looks at me, because he's watching the monitor, he goes, you're working. He goes, now you're really working. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I hit it. You know, and it's cool once there's a saying, who's work like, you work like you over. But man, once you like really, really over, there's a different art to the game where you kind of, not say don't have to do nothing, but you kind of can just like gain empathy and sympathy from the fans when they really, 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 truly love you.
Yeah.
And I think you're at that. I finally I see it now. I understand it now, and I just want to keep it, Us. I want to keep all that energy, man, because I know it's gonna go away one time or weather out. I feel like I'm hot, and I just want to stay hot, Us. I just want to run it to the ground. It was like,
it's funny you said it, the word hot. Sami Zayn and I always talk about how hot the coffee is, and that's our way of how was the crowd. You know, like I don't know, man. I was feeling it was pretty hot. Oh, it was hot. Oh, it's just a fun. It's addictive though, huh?
For sure.
In a sense, it's addictive. You're talking about 6 encores. They're having a blast.
Yeah.
Time of their life. And as growing up in a wrestling family, you're from one of the greatest lineages in the history of the game. You also know sometimes it goes on. Sometimes the party keeps happening, and then other times it's a short window. I'm of the thought, I'm always thinking, oh, this is a short window. We've got to. We've had a fun run, but I'm always like, it's a short window. We got to let's get all we can, Yeah. I don't know, maybe it comes from the days. I was looking at the sheet with you, which I didn't really need to look at a sheet with you because I have so many actual memories of wrestling you before any of this. Like if you were to come to me, Big Jim, you, Chicken, and tell them what was going to happen in the year 2023, 2024, 2025, and going forward, we'd obviously, that just sounds made up, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have one word that the world says infinitely and does with you and rides with you on. You're going to be in the conversation for the greatest tag team of all time, in the conversation and in everyone's conversation, not just in certain pockets. Every wrestling fan, hardcore, casual, widely considered one of, and who knows, maybe the greatest tag team of all time. That was all, if we were looking back at that, I wouldn't have believed it.
Hell, I wouldn't have believed in myself.
No.
Let alone, man, I don't know, man. I give, talk to my dad sometimes, and my dad to me, it's hard to like get my dad.
Yeah.
But man, say I do a big match or whatever, my dad, like, when I talk to him after, hey man, like, he wouldn't even say nothing. He just,
yeah,
you got it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, got what? Man, you got it.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, you'll figure it out. Like, but like, it's like a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That silent communication almost, that, like you said, a couple moments, it's kind of funny, the moment where you're looking for a, hey, how was it, or anything, and there's nothing that really can be said. I remember Shawn Michaels one time, I came to the back and asked how something was. He's like, you already know. Because it was one that was really, really good. So you already know. I'll tell you when it's bad, but don't ask when you already know. Cool. And he kind of put it in a very Shawn way. I thought, got it. And then same thing with the Dead Man, with Taker. I had a match recently that I could just feel we had a moment and something came out. It came to the back. And asked him, oh, anything? And he just looked at me. I thought, all right, cool.
Silent treatment.
So, yeah, but it's almost because Pops knows.
Yeah.
Pops knows what it takes to have it, to get there, to feel it, to share it, and knows. American Dream Team. My friends Wheatley American Vodka right here. Myself, we like to consider ourselves the American Dream Team. I like to ask my guests, who is your American Dream Team? Which you've been part of factions and teams already, so I'm actually curious as to who makes up who's ride or die. War Games, Survivor Series, 5? You can do as many as you want. You can do animals, you can do spirits, you can do fictional characters. It don't matter.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna pick the Bloodline, ride or die. But if I could throw one, I'd probably go with Umaga, okay? Probably go with Yokozuna, okay? Probably go with King Kong. Probably go with Rikishi. I'd probably go with Vader.
So this team's not beatable in any case.
That's a good team, no?
Yeah, so 5 of the greatest big men of all time.
Umaga, Rikishi, Vader, a King Kong, and who else?
And the Bloodline.
Yeet.
Yeah, that's an unbeatable team.
Maybe a Pomeranian, you know what I mean? A miniature Pomeranian, if you really want to go. My 3 French Bulldogs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I put Pharaoh in there right before Brandy was like, don't be saying that old dog. Like,
how old is Pharaoh?
Dude, I don't even know anymore.
Damn,
I told somebody he was 15 the other day, and then they're like, he's 14. He acts 300 years old. And then the vet told us he's not deaf. He's just not listening.
That's good stuff.
That's like, he can hear just fine. He is not interested in what you have to say. And I thought, all right, that's cool. He's also all white, so you can't tell. Brother is gray.
Clean, no.
Yeah, he just looks...
He looks young.
He looks 8 years old, so just living his life. I wanted to ask, can I ask you about your dad?
Of course.
Because your dad loves his children.
Yeah.
And whenever your dad talks about you, or Big Jim, I get the biggest kick out of it.
Yeah.
Because that is exactly what I think any son would want of their dad. Like, yeah, my kids are the best.
Man.
Your kids suck.
Man, my dad's cool as shit. My dad is so cool, man.
Yeah.
I can't say anything about my dad, dog. You gonna have me crying on here, man.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Dog,
We already happens on the show all the time.
Yeah, dog. Man, my dad is just, man, now that I'm in the game, man, I see how hard we'll just do wrestling 20, 25, 30 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Just trying to hustle, being broke, being kids of a wrestler, like not having money because, he's doing territories. Like wrestling he didn't get his break till I hit high school, like freshman. Like we was kind of grown wearing like hand-me-down clothes, like old enough to know. Luckily, we was good in football. That kind of covered us,
Right.
Also, there's a Samoan family, small Pensacola, Florida. We got a big Samoan family, so everyone knew who he was. Motor Grove Ballpark, Roman, we all grew up in there. Just, man, my dad I knew when we was playing football, whatever, he would never make the games because he was gone.
Yeah.
So as soon as I see him walk in, like there's a crowd that would just follow him, especially in high school. I'm skipping. Freshman year, that's when he hit Rikishi, like his thing.
Yeah.
We got noticed. Now we're in high school, we're like balling. We kind of have our own, the twins and Joe, like, who are these kids? They can play football, let alone we're tied into this is their dad here.
Yeah.
Oh, so when he would walk in the I could just see a crowd, just like I'm on the field, I know my dad's here. Boom. Made me want to do good, but he would always just, I'm everywhere, man, but like I know how much he worked and sacrificed and still try to make the games and then go to work and then try to figure out these characters. Like that's what my dad was good as shit at. He's like, man, always evolve. Don't stay stuck because you'll get skipped. That Sultan, he was good at switching characters, man. Then he found Rikishi. Now it works.
Yeah.
Now you just take off, man. And when you find something that works, man, you hang on to it and you give it all, you put it all, man. And just being a wrestler now and I know today, it's an easier hustle. And I'm not saying that this shit's still hard. Being a wrestler, this life is hard.
Yeah.
I think when my dad was coming up though, man, he went through the ringer, man. And I just like he's still alive today, man. He's healthy. I know like a lot of people, they're up next. So it's like everyone's getting older and you know, our parents are getting older. So we're getting older, you know.
Yeah.
My dad is our biggest fan though, bro. I cannot lie about that.
Big news, WWE and sports fans, the world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, is making its return to New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the leagues, teams, superstars, and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July. Meet your favorite WWE superstars, get your hands on exclusive merch, catch live podcasts, and interact with the biggest names in sports. Tickets are on sale now, and fans of the podcast can use code CODY10 at checkout for 10% discount. Head to fanaticsfest.com to get your tickets today. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love his response to weekly TV, and because I think a lot about my dad, and I think about there are certain things that people think families in the business can talk objectively about. That they can just do facts-based. No, that's your blood, right? That's nah, you know, like you can't just speak to he or she has got this and if only, no, you have to have the utmost faith, and most parents do, and it's a beautiful thing to see. I didn't know that Rikishi, the big moment happens as you're an older, young adult, essentially, having gone through that and it hadn't necessarily ticked off and all. You said the hustle is maybe easier today? Maybe. It's certainly not the bumping each night and the lighter envelopes, because the money and economy was different for wrestling then.
Sure.
But I mean, I watch you walk in here with someone from Talent Relations that's telling you what you need to do next and where you need to go. And what was house shows has been replaced by a lot of other things that are equal in an opportunity standpoint. There's something of value to them. There's something special. It's just different.
It's just different.
Like we're navigating a new hustle.
I do miss wrestling every night though.
Oh my gosh.
There's something, like you said, it was like, it's crazy because we'll wrestle once a night, maybe twice a night on both TVs, but we're still traveling everywhere because you're hitting all the side deals, you know, all the side stuff, meetings, appearances, commercials, whatever you need to do. But at the end of all that, you knew at 7 p.m. it's all you. Like we're wrestling from 7 to 10.
Yeah,
so,
that's our hour.
Man, I missed hitting those cities, and at least at the end doing what we do.
I had suggested some of the top brass in the company for a myriad of reasons: camaraderie, the reps, the general sense of working here. It's hard to think you work somewhere if you're only there a couple days a week, right? Versus the schedule for when we first started, where it was full tours, live events, and then you come to TV, and then you're home less time.
2 days.
2 days, right? And sometimes a day and a half, right? It's the travel day. But I had suggested to them, I said, run 1 weekend a month. call them house shows. Make them almost poke the fourth wall a little bit in terms of what they are. They're canon, but they're not. You're gonna see some of the stuff you see on TV, but it's gonna be a bit more of a mixed bag, and maybe you're gonna see some people you've never seen before who are getting their first rep in front of you, and run them that way where there's an intimacy to them that's advertised. This is a house show. That's what you guys are getting, and it's going to be awesome.
They're so fun, though.
They're so fun, so fun.
I can't believe, like, even the young generation now, like NXT coming up, like, I don't think they're ever going to experience a house show loop. Like,
never
learn that, man.
No. I mean, who knows? Things could be changing. We could be in a year now, but oh, shouldn't have said that.
Sorry. Hey, let's edit that. Let's cut that. Let's cut that.
Idea.
Yeah, let's cut that out.
You know, but one of the things that I really fear is not. It's one thing to say, hey, the reps and learning how to do it. That's one thing. Actually, the thing I fear the most is it's hard to say you're part of a team if you're not playing with your team all the time, right?
Yes.
So it's see people and great job last night, MSG, but those are a lot easier when I know you already.
Yeah.
Right? When I got to feel, like when it doesn't feel obligatory, when it doesn't feel, and again, it will be replaced by some other energy. But that I thought, for me, it was incredibly valuable.
That's tight.
And you learned and there was a rhythm and it helped with the live TV matches and who knows though, I mean, in terms of what's next. But a lot right now as things are funneled and international, because we still get our international tours and there's still these pockets. I think it's a different hustle, and I always try to find the way in terms of, okay, how can we navigate this new hustle? You said something about when 7 o'clock hits, it's match time. Like I just yesterday for the first time, I think I verbalized it. I told someone within the company, I said, I'm gonna do a 2-hour rule. Show starts at 8, I'm not doing anything between 6 and 8.
Fire.
Unless, it's a real, because that's when I think. That's when it's on us. If I go out there and, miss Carmelo Hayes by a mile, that's me who gets laughed at on the internet. If I go out there and stutter in a promo, that's me who gets, it's not gonna be whatever I was making a priority. You want stuff like that? Get me there early, I'll be there. Yep. I'll be there in the day, but between 6 and 8, let me just think. Let me just think of what needs to be said.
Come on, man.
Let me just think of the moment we're in. Let me look at the guy I'm talking to. Let me have him, because it's not fun when you just get through TV versus, that was rich.
You'll know at the end of the night if it was good or bad.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like getting through isn't it. Versus, somebody progressed.
Yeah, man.
Somebody moved a piece on the board here,
It's all stressful, man, because, it's when you get to TV, it's not like we just get there and like wrestle, man. We get there early, we working all the way until sometimes working during the show, doing side stuff, side interviews, and the show's going on, and you trying to think about the match and everything. So it all becomes, I like it though, man. I like answering the call too. I like being in the deep end. I like that stressful feeling. Like I used to bug out.
Yep.
Now, man, let's run it. Like,
that's the flip side of the coin.
Yeah, be a pro.
Being able to be like, yep, got it. Yep. No problem. I mean, Cena's the master of it. Yep, got it.
Come on.
And that's a big thing in wrestling schools. It's hard to teach unless you're working with somebody who did it.
Yeah.
It's not knocking anyone who hasn't done it, but unless you're working with somebody who did it, one of the biggest things you can teach somebody is time management. Is knowing, okay, I'm in my gear. I can go do this. I'm going to do this read. I'm going to walk right back over. I'm going to meet Michael in this room. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go out there. We're going to run it down to 10 seconds off the air. But and when you do that once, and I feel like that's a skill that's translated in Hollywood a lot. In terms of all you hear about is Cena on these sets, how incredible he is, how quick-witted, how first there, last to leave. I feel like it's a little bit of a WWE skill set. It was his work ethic nonetheless.
Yeah, man.
But a little bit of
his
what we
advantage
do.
over there now.
Yeah.
He taking our wrestling. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Bring our kind of style into it, and I don't know. It's like you said, it's a different kind of hustle. What do you think in terms of where you are right now, right? And everything that's going on right now.
Man, I love it, Oos.
Because I never, I don't know if we talked about just goal-minded in general.
Man, Oos, from my earliest of my career, and I'm gonna just be truthful, man. Me and Jim has never been in a position like, yo, we're gonna push these two. In-ring work has gotten me and Jim to where we needed to be.
Yeah.
I bust my ass in the ring. I've always thought we was good in the ring, to the ring. Then you finally get to the point where, all right, let's let them talk. We talk. Now we can talk. Now this level opens up, you know?
Yes.
Now we can talk. Now it's like, man, can we kind of like wear what we want to wear? Now they're like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, it's all steps. So it's like,
yeah,
man, you build, you gain trust.
Yeah.
Go out there and do what y'all do. Man, so once I recognized that, it was like company like trust us and like love us, man. That made me comfortable to go out there and like I'm able to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Now when it works, I'm helping the company. Like it's all working, man.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful and I appreciate everyone and just everyone on my journey, man, because it's been a hard one, man. It has, bro. I bust my damn ass, Oos. I bust ass, bro. I'm a twin tag team. Now they know me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I take pride in that, Oos. And like I said, I don't take nothing for granted, Oos. Every time I go out there, I say it every single time, whether it's chicken salad, chicken shit, Oos. I go out there and I, you know, man, we be in there like.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't see that side or even feel, but we know. Like when it's go time, we locked in, man. We'll sit there and watch each other seg, see what oh man, you see Cody, man, you see that? Like, whoa. Man, you see, you know, Penta, like we're all still competing. Yeah. You know, especially with you, man. I still compete with you. Man, come on, man.
My boy.
Come on. I still compete with you. I still compete with Seth. I look at the top homies. Man, I consider myself a top guy, internet, whatever. Y'all say, well, man, whatever, man. Yeah, I'm him. I'm main event Jey Uso now. Man, y'all know which twin I am now, man. Me and Jim can stand right by each other now. Oh, that's Jey. Man, whatever. 10 yards back, man, Us. All I know is Cody. I'll be honest, man. We ain't young bucks no more. We kind of like on our way out if we want to go out. I still feel strong. I still feel good. I look good, Oos. Man, like I'm ready to go, man. 15 more years, I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm down. I love wrestling. I'm gonna give my life. I have. This, you too. Yeah. This ain't no job. We grew up in the game. That's the difference. And we can't explain that either. We grew up in it, okay? When we was 4 or 5, this is what we know. So it's not a job. It's not what, oh, I want to go do it. It was never a feeling of that in us. No. It just, you're gonna do this, you know? Like I can't put a finger on that kind of feeling, News. The only real ones know. But I'm gonna, man, pray, be strong. I love being around my brothers, Zeus, because it feels like it's not work. Yeah. I'm blessed to have that.
You said something, you were talking about being a twin, and you were talking about the struggle and it being a struggle and the lows and these before any highs and the not being selected or not being one. And then here you are, Netflix, Unreal. This is a famous scene now where I'm watching and Triple H is telling you about strapping the rocket to you. Now this is after digging through and finding it. I think my question becomes, does that feel good in terms of good? You know me, like you said, you know me, I'm gonna take this to the moon. Or do you still feel, because I get the sense from you and I always give the sense from me that I almost don't see any of the highs, that I'm still of the thought, like a chip, the chip is still there. And I don't know if you're a chip shoulder guy, if it ever goes away, right? But in that conversation with Triple H, how does that make you feel?
Like after he did it, yeah, I still feel like he never did it. Like in my mind, I still feel like I got more to give, Boos. Yeah, I got more. I won it one time. To me, it happened so quick. It's like I didn't feel it. But when I did have it, I did feel some different pressure that I've never felt in wrestling, like some kind of a responsibility. Even how I carried myself around the boys again. It was cool being like, you know, one of the boys, but man, being the leader, just want to like move right, give example. But man, I'm still, you said, no highs, man. I'm still like locked in, like, man, I'm trying to take it all. I'm trying to take it all still.
And all the ones that you talked about, trying to take it all. It becomes the world is not enough. You know, it's an addiction, but also it's a responsibility. And I remember the first time somebody told me, and I didn't believe it, didn't buy into it, but the first time somebody told me, you're not one of the boys anymore. And I thought, I don't love that, but I do, right? I always need to be at the end of the day, no matter what, because if that breaks, then you break this circle that we're all involved in. But also, I love that it was said to me, because the sense of responsibility to move right, what that comes from, what you do, by the way. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, and I hope others have shared with you, but look around the current locker room. Everyone's on a bus. I'm on a bus. There's not a lot actually locker rooms. Move right is a great way to describe what you do, because one of the shining examples of how to go out there and do it consistently. And on a bad day, it doesn't change your performance. There's no boo-boo face. On a good day, it doesn't change you are going out and you give it your all. You're trying to get it all. And I think that's just a great example. I know there's tons of the boys now, these young bucks like your Carmelo Hayes and that they watch and see, and that's you ain't performative with it.
Yeah,
that's a real thing that they get to see.
Yeah, man. I do like being with the boys. And like you said, man, you're always gonna be one of the boys, but there's gonna come a time where you're not.
Yeah.
And a lot of the boys probably will never understand that until you get in that spot.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you can't be one of the boys.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of dress alone, because you can't tie emotion together, because now when it's time to go against each other, now you in the backstage, now y'all shoot heated at each other. Man, bro, it's just business. I'm sorry, Oos. But let's run the play.
Let's run the play. It's business.
You know, it's business.
You wanna know a thing I started kind of adopting, because again, we're all trying to figure it out. How do you navigate this new role, new space, whatever? One of the things I started doing, and I don't suggest it, but I just noticed I've started doing it, is I play dumb. Right?
Yeet.
There's a room full of people. I got an idea. Well, here's my idea. I literally will just, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I like, because the real idea is gonna come up in a minute.
Yeah.
When we've sat here for a while, the real idea is gonna come up in a minute.
You know, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You know who said that same thing?
Who?
My dad.
All right.
OG move. He goes, you sit there, everyone throws ideas, you sit there. My dad goes, you sit there, you get quiet, you think about it. I'll come back to you. Damn, Dad, you OG, man. You just ninja-ing people.
Yeah, you're not. You're thinking about it.
Moves. But everyone wants to throw.
Yeah, sometimes for me, I've seen some. Man, these conversations are heavy. Man, these rounds are live. These
Draining.
And
it's long.
And you just think, I'm just gonna sit here, and if it comes to me, I'll have something.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, I don't know. There's something, you can't play dumb forever, because you eventually have to run the play, right? But I've noticed that some of my favorites aren't the loudest in the room, you know, and also they're not, even with Netflix being here, there, everywhere, they're not performing for that, right? That's one of the cool things about Unreal, at least in my experience with them, is you're getting me.
Because half the Unreal, I didn't even know they was recording.
Filming you, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, like you're getting a pretty quiet, curmudgeon, slightly isolated, deep in thought, trying to get the best segment for the best for us all, right? Man, I like that Pop said that. We got a big hug, me and Pops, at the Forum.
Good.
I was moving to go do something. I just gave him a big hug. I don't even think we know him. I just feel like I know him. Here's a little confession. You may not remember this, but I was so teed up at the press conference. And I knew, like, well, we're in trouble tomorrow, or that was fun. And then the next day they ran the whole thing and it's full. So I thought, okay,
we're good.
Maybe people liked it. We're good. But I don't know if you remember how bad I was. This is how bad
I remember.
Okay, but this is rough. And it's probably in a group thread with your brother. I wrote to you guys, do any white guys ever get a Samoan tattoo?
I remember you said. You was ready.
I was ready.
He was ready.
When you said the thing about I've never won a belt with anyone other than my brother, I was like, oh, dude.
Boys.
Sir, I want to be his brother. I don't like,
He was ready.
I'm glad because you guys just laughed it off and you're like, yeah. And then I think somebody sent me a YouTube video. I was like, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's not.
You said you ran the whole conference back. Remember how we went first? Man, me and your interview, because I watched the whole thing just to see how, you see. Man, me and yours was the best part of the whole damn thing.
That match?
Our seg in the press conference.
Start at the top, bro.
They should have let us do the whole damn press conference.
Yeah.
Because I remember EO Sky went after me and you, and then it was just flat. I was like, oh, poor EO.
That's not even EO's fault. That was a combination. I wanted to run it back. You've been the world champion now. The world champion.
Crazy.
The world champion.
On, man.
I wanted to run it back. I was looking for, I wonder if he'll do a press conference. I was looking for these excuses just to like explode on the scene. But then I also thought, no, like that's his, right? You can't just be the white guy who wanted that Samoan tattoo.
You just come up. Look,
it's in my heart, right? So they know it's in my heart. It was like, I don't know if you remember Canadian Stampede, this Calgary Saddle Dome match. It was like, it's a mixture of all the top guys and then against the Hart Clan.
Yeah.
But the Hart Clan is made up of, they're not all Harts. You know, it's like Pillman and it's all over the place. And I always felt like there was this little camaraderie with me and Big Jim and you and like Chicken and a few others that if someone was to show up in the locker room and throw down, good fight, bad fight, not fight, whatever it is, this would be these were not just the, hey, you're one of the boys, you're one of the boys. Like it's a whole nother thing. I don't know.
Starting five.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but I always had that sense. Full speed ahead, by the way.
Oh man, love you, man.
Full speed.
Sorry, I almost said, yeah, man, full speed ahead, yo.
I love you, man.
Man, come on, man. And Chicken.
Full speed ahead.
How was your brother?
How is he?
Yeah.
Double knee surgery. What the? Who gets double knee?
Stop telling him hit the double knee uppercut, man. Come on, man.
Who gets,
my bad.
Both knees at the same time? And then like I've had a whole day talking about Chicken, but he is like he's off and running as a wrestling trainer, and I know he's gonna do more wrestling. But if you've seen the Outlaws, my nephews, right?
Of course. They're ready,
dude.
Yeah.
So you know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're ready for the trip.
Damn right.
Which starts, it's gonna be, but I didn't see it coming. And the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, shit, whoa, pump the brakes. This ends with me, you know? And it doesn't though, you know? It's the family, the whole thing, but oh man.
Are you ready to hold WWE history in the palm of your hand? Topps is bringing you closer to the action than ever before with WWE Topps Now, highlighting the biggest matches and milestones from WWE shows and PLEs throughout the year. Topps Now is enhancing the fan experience by connecting collectors to the superstars and spectacles that ignite their passion. Featuring stunning event-exclusive photography, each card is made for the moment, and for some lucky collectors, that moment could become the pull of a lifetime. Along with serial-numbered parallels, some Topps Now releases offer a chance at rare short prints, superstar autographs, and even pieces of the mat, gear, or other items used during the featured match. So, which moment will you collect? With each card only available for a limited time, you won't want to wait to begin your Topps Now journey. Be sure to subscribe to WWE Topps Now mailing list on Topps.com and follow Topps on all social media platforms so you never miss a single moment.
Big Jim.
Let me say this one time for Chicken though. Hold on. Chicken has one besides Rey Mysterio. They both like the same age, right, Oos?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Man, Goldust got one of the quickest comebacks I ever bumping fed for.
Yeah.
That's on record.
That's on record.
That's the quickest comeback. Run it back. Watch his comeback.
Well, how about the generation of hit the ropes super hard, generation of see if you can jump higher than the other guy, and as a bad guy, hit the mat and get up faster than anybody else.
Attack the mat.
Where is that? I watched your cousin. I watched Roman take a super kick where it looked like a wrestling school 101 how you're supposed to take a back bump. It was attack the mat. And he doesn't have to attack the mat anymore. But that's the difference. And you'll hear Steve Austin talk like, that guy hits the ropes slow. And I get it.
That's
I'm like,
the difference.
yeah. One time we were doing a sixer in Florida for Florida Championship Wrestling before NXT popped off, or maybe right when it did. It was the only time me, Dustin, and Dusty ever tagged together. And Dusty's just shenanigans, just his usual stuff. And I was on the apron thinking I'm better than both of them, which is absurd. And then Chicken's in there doing his thing. And he hit the rope so hard that the ring pinged. And I remember my dad looked at me just like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, and I wanted to tell him that's how he goes.
Come on.
He knows one speed. Full speed.
You gotta keep
there is not.
That's good.
So for those who don't know this story, Jay and Jimmy, Big Jim, who I love Big Jim.
Yeah, man, we love Big Jim.
Big Jim. So me, Big Jim, Jay, and Chicken, who's Dustin, by the way, we're in Innsbruck, Austria. We landed, got off the plane. You see this giant ski jump, because that's where they train for Olympic jump. I don't even know. It was the only landmark I felt in sight. Innsbruck, Austria had a house, a staggering house of 1,100 people. 1,100 people. So not a great crowd, but also not super familiar with the product. We had been doing this tag match on the live events where we were doing everything. Dives, Goldie rolls.
Who was?
Goldie, his sunset bomb, all his new stuff. His crazy, doing everything. Full dive over the top, suicides. And the question became when we got there, hey, not a great, house. Do you guys want to kind of just lighten it up, change it up? And it was in unison almost. All of us just kind of
Little pause.
And then I think Chicken's the one who said, no, full speed
Full
ahead.
speed ahead, yo. Full speed ahead. FSA. That's in the group thread. FSA.
FSA. And I always thought, yeah, I wouldn't have done it either way.
Yeah.
I knew what they were asking, to be fair to those who were asking. They weren't saying be lazy.
Yeah.
They weren't. And now as I've gotten older, I get what they were asking. But still, I think I'd make the same call 10 times out of 10.
Come on, man. And let alone Chicken made that call.
Yeah.
We're like 15 years younger than him over here. Man, let's take it easy. Nah, man.
What did he tell you guys that one time he fell on the mat? He goes, give me a goddamn second.
Oh, yeah. So we're all green. Like, Goldust is like selling, okay? You know, me and Jim's just mauling them. Like, we're 23, 20, we're just mauling them. Man, Goldust breaks character, man. He's on all fours. He goes, wait! Give me a goddamn minute! And he's just sitting up, man, me and Jim back up. This is in the ring. Shit!
He's so mad. One of them must have slipped through.
That'd be my favorite. This is in the middle of the ring. I'm sorry.
He used to get mad if any segment was less than he wants his paint. He needs to get that paint off. So if he paints up and he don't sweat it off, problem. He'd hate, it was like, short, now I got to get my sweat. So that's why he was hitting the ropes. That was insistent. And I don't know if you remember this, when we'd tag or tag against you, whatever it may be, his shoulder, his rotator cuff's all gimmicked up.
Yeah, it is.
So he can only go up here. So I'd always hold my brother's hand up. I'd get on the side with the shit on him. And he'd always like, hey,
He gonna side me.
Chicken, yeah, he got double knees. Double knees, man.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I know he's told me he's incredibly proud of you both. My man, just
Man, he raised us. He was my first match on the road when I first got up. Him and Mark Henry.
Oh
Mark
man,
Henry.
yeah.
Like, man, that's crazy. Goldust and Mark. I'm so happy, man. I get to lock up with because now you look at the building, you look at the locker room now. It's like Randy, Kofi, or that's in front of us. You.
There's not so
Rey Mysterio.
You locked up with people like that. I tell people all the time. I got to lock up with Triple H. I got to be in there with Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Have you ever worked Umaga?
I got in there with Uso on a live event tour, actually. Yeah.
What about my dad?
No, but I'm ready.
Fire.
If he's in the center of the ring, I'm coming.
Yeah.
And let him know I'm going to keep feeding.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm going to keep feeding full speed ahead.
Yeah.
I always say that not in a sense of braggadocio. I say I got something from that. Let me pass it on. right?
Hell yeah.
I was working Hunter when he was still active. I got to work Sean on his comeback, Taker, full speed. Like, I got something from them. Let me share.
I was geeking out when Edge came back in COVID era.
Yeah.
And I got to work him.
Oh, yeah.
AJ too. Yeah, man. It's just, even when I won the first straps against the New Age Outlaws, I'm standing against, Billy and Road Dogg, and I'm geeking out, It's cool to like fanboy in there sometimes too against the girl. I fanboy against you, dog. Come on, dog.
No.
It'd be real in there too. I like it all, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna sound
gets real in there.
I was gonna sound weird, but like, you leveled me with a couple super kicks.
Yeet.
And I
guys.
thought like, yeah, give me another one.
Yeah,
that
man.
Weird wrestler, like, what is wrong with these people?
Hey, it's
Like,
weird. It's weird how how we're friends and tight.
Give me another one.
Man, the cooler we are, like the harder we'll hit each other.
Back to the live event thing. I was telling somebody, another byproduct is it's a lot easier to hit your dude when that's your dude.
Yeah.
If I barely know you, I'm like, sorry. Like last night, those damn police officers swarming me. I had to start swinging that stick.
I saw a clip of it today.
Oh my God, I was swinging for my life. And I don't know any of those guys. And then after, I thought, I wish I'd say to them, hey guys, hope I didn't catch any of you. I don't think I did, but sorry. But I didn't even see him. So now all these dudes, they could grow up to be the next champ. They got this memory of me losing my shit with a kendo stick by the ring, beating up, fake armed cops in New York, felony after felony.
I was just trying to break in the business, man, and you was very mean to me, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you.
beat me with a kendo stick.
Yeah, I didn't even do anything to you. I was just trying to get clear. And you got Logan running out there with a bulletproof vest, swinging all around, doing Logan stuff, taking the 1D like this. That's, oh man, dude.
Hey, you caught me when he put that vest on. I was like, oh. He said, I was like, oh, he ready. It was Battlegrounds in 2 weeks.
He's in it.
War Games.
Yeah, he's in that War Games.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Relax. So let me hit this.
Cheers, man.
Yeet, cheers. Dog.
This next question is part of a segment we call Game Plan, fueled by Game Day Men's Health, because let's be honest, showing up at your best takes work. So let me ask you, what is your game plan for staying sharp? Could be physical, could be mental, could be family stuff, whatever it is. How do you stay in the zone and keep pushing even when life's stacked against you?
I think you get a tight circle around you, Oos. I think you need loved ones around you, bruh. I think you need a higher calling around you, Oos. I think love is it though, man. Man, you know us, it was family oriented, always family. That's me, love.
That is a phenomenal answer.
Yeet.
That's exactly why Game Day is out here, helping guys optimize their energy, their focus, and longevity. You don't have to slow down, you just need the right game plan. Check out GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Cody to learn more.
Hey, it was that Unreal stuff popped me though, because when I watched it and they saw, I missed a rope. Damn, I blew up. Hit the damn top rope, you know what I'm saying? But it popped me, man, I'm shit blown. Look, I'll say it. Hell yeah, I'll be tired. Damn, we only wrestle one time out the week. I had to get my stamina up, but damn, it happens, all right? But it popped me though, because I was like, man, they really like getting all the raw footage. I didn't know there was a little camera in the corner over there in Gorilla, dude.
That 2-hour window I talked about. Yeah. It's totally on us if we have a dud. It's also totally on us if we knocked it out the park, So that's a tricky, I'm curious, because I went from not liking Unreal to liking Unreal to, I can say this about it. There's nothing performative about it. That's a sincere
it's real
production of what we're doing backstage,
Do you think it's too much?
So this is gonna be my weird theory on why I don't think it's too much. And I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think it's too much?
No, I mean, it's a show. Let's go.
Yeah.
Y'all really want to be smart about it, like they think they are here. So
I think the wheels turning no matter what. Game's changing. I like it because the old school part of me, and I'm giving myself away in saying this, but you'll never know. I like it because there's still work that can happen under the work.
Under the work.
Yeah, and that's the most Brett Sean level. What?
Yeah.
Wait, that's
work under the work?
Who? Oh, they don't like each other. One of those. If I can just get you speculating, we've moved. That's a win.
Yeah.
And now I've given that away. So That was my play for Unreal, but also they don't give me a lot of interview time on there because a lot of it's just me rambling about, you want Unreal, I'm gonna give you how my day's going. That's what you want, you know? There's some funny scenes
Work under
in there.
the work, though.
Work under the work.
That could happen.
Because that's the most old school thing of all.
Yeah.
Is the fans are, this is the thing people mistake wrestling fans. People think wrestling fans are, I don't wanna say monster truck fans because I don't wanna belittle monster trucks, but people think wrestling fans are dumb. Wrestling fans are smart.
Very.
They're passionate. They're loyal. Most of us in this room are wrestling fans.
Yeah, although they'll let you know if they hate or like you.
Yeah, they've only gotten more educated. So why shouldn't our product become more educated? Why shouldn't we be able to take them on a little, oh, they got me. They got me. And I think one of the things about Hunter that I like so much is still looking for a they got me. Okay, cool. You guys think you know? And good, I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's what keeps them coming back too.
yeah, that's the whole, if you want to keep doing this, and then the young guns are such, the younger generation of fans is different in terms of what they like. Just right now, what an opening, by the way. Again, can't praise enough for, you come out there and they're all eating and they're next to you and they're so excited about that. That's such, I don't want to use the word metric because you can't, I don't want to give that, I don't want to sound sterile, but man, nothing will tell you you're cooking more than that.
Yeah, dog.
You know, that little guy or that little girl. And I feel like right now in wrestling, the opportunity to be a babyface exists again because of people like you. To no, he just does the right thing.
I'm gonna always go towards the kids, Zeus.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
man, and that's just what it is. Wrestling is for the kids.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm gonna always stick with that help. That's what it is, man. Sometimes I do get caught up with some, like, the noise out there.
Oh, I know.
The noise. And I'm not gonna say it's not in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Cause man, we all humans. We out here trying to eat too, but I focus on the kids, man, cause that's why I come out and I look for them now. And I haven't started, that just started like with the kids, man. And now we got babies. Now I just focus on the kids. I just like, just fun, man. And then I always do the entrance, not gonna lie, I think I ribbed myself, because when I go out there, I don't half-ass that.
No.
In that moment, I'm giving it all with you. And then I forget, oh, I gotta wrestle. Damn, boom,
Yeah.
Which is cool, man. I like second win. I like gas and win. It's okay, it feels real. Regardless, man. In that moment, I love it.
Yeah.
And then when you walk through the curtain, Zeus, and the night's done, you done showered, checked out, you know what it is, Zeus. You sitting by yourself and have that moment. Did you give it? Like, did you waste tonight?
Did you? Yeah.
'Cause there's some homies waiting to take your damn spot, Zeus, and I'm not gonna let them.
That's a big one. Did you waste it?
Yeet.
Because every now and then the answer, at least I know in my case, I've had a moment, yeah,
Sure.
I wasted that one. And
Sure.
that's one step that you took back,
Yeah.
right? And if
Yeah.
you were
And
so
out the
far
door.
ahead, and right, exactly. And there's others who are give their left finger
on,
for
man.
that. I want to shout out to Mario backstage because we talk about Yeet a lot. And is he gonna Yeet? He's coming down. And he's been really good about identifying. I understand the characters, the story, whatever it may be, but also we have an obligation to this live audience. They got to do their thing.
Yeet.
And I think WWE is the one sport, entertainment, Broadway, however you look at it, we're the one thing that can do that.
Come on.
We can, no matter the circumstances, make sure that we don't gyp our live audience, which is the great thing that Cena taught you.
Hell yeah.
We have that fun story about the dark match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He did it on TV though. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
The crowd was hot. His music was playing. He was like this. Let them. Like, he straight to hard camera.
Yeah.
Them. They cut the music off just so the crowd could be a part of.
Yeah.
But them, that.
Very much so.
Fire, man.
Well, like saying the young kids, I got captivated in terms of like young kids in the audience. It was just great. I'm a big Star Wars fan. People ask like, George Lucas, all these crazy Star Wars questions all the time. Star Wars this, and it's to the point you're an older guy and your whole legacy has been about Star Wars. You don't always want to answer questions. And one time he just got a little frustrated, off to find the interview somewhere, but he finally just said, hey man, I made these movies for kids, okay? Like I know that we're all talking about them at 40 years old here, but I made these for kids.
Come on.
And I thought, sometimes wrestling, we have a very broad audience. old, young. There was a 101-year-old lady in the crowd last night. We have a broad audience. However, that part of the audience is the largest. And sometimes doing the right thing as a babyface has been hard in the past because of how the audience was. Now, you have the opportunity. Big Jim has the opportunity. Roman has the opportunity. Sami Zayn has the opportunity. These baby faces that exist. LA Knight has the opportunity. CM Punk to do something in a, not to be pretentious, but in a role model way. And that's, when you're a kid, when you're riding with somebody, you're not getting out the car. Yeah. Right, you're in. And
that's my guy.
That's a big thing. Every great booker, every great producer, and we've said that a bunch throughout doing these pods, is when you finally go, that's my guy.
Him.
That's right. And you like growing up, Shawn Michaels was my guy.
You're right. It was the kid's gonna grow up 10 years with you, rock with you.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Cena farewell. Those dudes are old now. And they were wearing those shirts on like the uniform version 1, and now they got a little guy with them themselves, Like when Shawn's around, when Shawn Michaels is around me, and Shawn's the tricky one, because Shawn is Shawn. A lot of serious talk, man, all I can look at is like, hey, remember when you super kicked Diesel, but remember when you hit him with a camera and it took like 80 seconds for Earl to count 3, but he still counted 3. You remember that? Like, that's all I think. Like,
you remember that?
That's all I'm not, what he could be saying the most, he could be telling me, hey, there's someone behind you about to hit you with a chair. Yeah. And I'd be like, remember, in my mind.
You remember Royal Rumble when?
Yeah, you remember when
your 1 foot touched
punched Brock twice and then you super kicked him and he went over the top rope? He's still my guy, like, oh my gosh, he's still my guy.
Hey, you remember that time when you and
But you know what I like about that, and you were saying it, is when you have identified somebody as, hey, he's Yeetin, you treat it as a responsibility. Yeet. And I feel like growing up in the business, you saw those who didn't treat it as a responsibility. You saw your dad did, the greats did, and then there's others who ships in the night.
Got you.
They're out,
They're not here.
They're not here. They didn't look at it that way. They didn't look at it as my obligation to this fan. Like, that's sometimes on my worst days, that's how I think of it, is did I do the workout? Did I text with my rider, whomever? I feel that's my obligation. I'm paid extremely well, and my obligation is the bigger pay of being able to do this gig, right?
It's a great gig, Goose.
Yeah.
It's a blessed gig. Get hard out here, man. Sometimes I'll be thinking, man, I'm complaining about catching a flight to go do an appearance.
Yeah.
Stay humble, ready to rumble. You're in the game this long.
Do you think you complain a lot?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I do. Hey, but I do, man, but I do the work too.
So I have a kind of rule about, I like to complain a lot. However, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
So if you don't know that I'm gonna be there, you start to get a little like, geez, this bitch, versus like, no, I'm gonna be there. I'm just gonna really make it difficult.
Yeah.
But
like, I'm gonna do my job.
I'm clearly gonna show up, but I really want you to think on the way it's gonna be difficult, No, man, but it's.
I want Skittles with all the yellows taken out of them.
Yeah, just a little,
I just want
work here,
you know what I mean?
I wanted to mention it because it's right behind us. The Bloodline 1-Up is behind us. There's a couple moments. The Bloodline saga,
Yeet,
as often referred to, and I'm actually a small portion of the saga. The overall saga, the story with you, the story with the tribal chief, with Roman, you and Jim separating, coming back, all the variables, Sammy, Mr. Paul Heyman. There's a couple things in wrestling we kind of generationally know, stories. And I'll give you some examples. Steve Austin, McMahon, Sting as the Crow against Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, The Boyhood Dream, Ric Flair. There's these stories that attach to a whole era, and I feel like the Bloodline saga and the Bloodline story, and not just the stuff you did, the output that the individual talents involved have, are a massive, massive part, and probably will be looked on later in history as things get re-examined, a massive part of WWE's financial upswing, WWE's business boom, massive part, if not the largest part. And I'm curious what that feels like to know that it was magic when you were doing it. And not only that, everyone is kind of eating good because of something that you and your family did and the players that you involved, because the Bloodline story always had someone opposed to it and always was able to bring them up. This is a story that nobody pulled down, which is a really incredible string of Roman title defenses, tag title defenses, you and him in the Hell in the Cell. There's these individual moments to it that everyone's growing as a character, his growth, because I was away trying to turn heads with what I was doing. And it's very hard to do that when the tribal chief is becoming a thing, when the Ulafala is becoming a thing, all of that. So how do you feel about it? I have heard innings, chapters, all these things. I always kind of consider it a story that's going on, but how do you feel about it now in a sense of where it's at?
It's like that's a iconic story right there, Us. I think the crazy part is we didn't even know we was cooking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like every week, what we gonna do? Or like, what did we do last week? You know, that's how the Bloodline was rolling every single week. Us didn't even have concrete. It almost came to a point where sometimes it would get stale, something would happen and it would like revive the story.
Yeah.
You know, with Sammy or like just something always happened. It was even example, like I felt like we kind of started getting stale a little bit with this Bloodline, boom, the Uzi segment, like the shoot pop segment, whatever.
Yeah.
That sparked something. You know, it was always something. It was and during the COVID era, I learned we just pivoted, bro. And I didn't even know I was a part of that, just being in the room with Hunter, Big Goose, Heyman, man, just the top. What are we gonna do? And then it was almost like, man, we wrestled one time, and you know how you can hear everything in the ring? I was like, hey, it was, you know, like in pickup basketball games where you playing basketball, you can hear people talk shit, you know? Like, yeah, that's what we need to do here. Like, I don't think it's, and Big Goose like captivated it so good. It wouldn't move the way when he was talking there with me, I would like try to match the acting part. And I think that's what elevated, that's what switched the game, because we was acting through the lenses, you know, because there was no people. Yeah. There was no people. So we'll do something, and him talking like just elevated the product more, I think. And when the people got back, Us, I felt like we have to keep some of that style. Yeah. And also for the live people, we got to go too. But
put them together.
I think that's what made the WWE style today, like, and you know what they say today, it was like cinema, right? That's all they kept calling us, cinema. And I didn't even know, we were just cooking every week.
That doesn't enter the zeitgeist without the Bloodline stuff. It's really almost specific to you guys and anyone trying to match it, which is a good thing to try and match.
And also, I take pride in all the promos and everything that I've done with my brothers and everything, because even with Big Goose, because when we're in the ring talking together, it's real. Like connected, it's real. Yeah. It's almost very hard too, because if I can stare at my brothers, I'll like laugh. You know, it's fun being in there with siblings too. Yeah. But like I said, it was like how me and you getting it, it'll be real. Like I said, it's real easy to when especially brothers. Yeah. Me and Big Goose, man, I'm gonna do him, you know, and he gonna do me too. But it just comes off great, man. And you would have never told me it was 5 years. We're still like kind of, you know, it's still alive. I don't think it's dead.
Oh no,
I don't think it's dead.
Certain things hit a point where they're never to die. Yeah. You know, like the Four Horsemen don't even ride anymore. They never die. It's gone through its iterations, and it will go through variables, and there will be parts of it that were better than other parts, but to be its own character in all of this. But the thing that always impressed me was the individual output. You, Jim, Roman, Sammy, Paul, everyone connected to it. The individual output was very faction-like, in a sense that this faction can monopolize the whole show if we want. Can be the best tag match, can be the best singles match. Paul, Mr. Heyman, that can be the best promo. So what's everybody else doing? Right? You know what I'm saying? That's a scary thing. And I think smart, you know, WWE, Triple H, and in general, it's smart to go, cool. Let them go. Let them roll until somebody better shows up. Until somebody can match that, let them roll. Let them roll. And I think that's just a wise choice. I wasn't here. It's so funny because I'm part of it, but I'm really not here until the end.
Man, it was,
you know,
we was running SmackDown. We were still running house shows.
Yeah.
This Bloodline run, that was the last of the like heavy schedule, man. So I missed that, but I do miss them times, man. Them probably was the funnest moments in my career ever. It was with the Yeet Man stuff. I'm more so alone because I don't travel with my brothers no more. But that we was together everywhere, bro. I mean, everywhere.
I tell you what, I've ever told you what Solo told me, and I knew, I was like, yeah, you're Jay's brother. Like, so I couldn't believe him because he wasn't wrong, but also it's because I'm from a different time. This is fair enough. It's been long enough that I could share this, but there's a tag match where he's in there beating up my partner, and I jump down on the floor and I start banging the mat, like getting the people into it, you know, but I'm banging the mat. And he looked at me like he was gonna rip my head off, and he never looks at me that way. And I thought, oh, I'm curious what that was. And we run the match, nobody come to the back, and he goes, hey, can I just chat you up on something? Like, yeah, I mean, everything's formal about this now. Yeah, absolutely. He goes, I don't really like begging for the cheers. They'll come. And I thought, yeah, you're right, because you've only ever been in tag matches with Jimmy, Jay, Roman. Yeah, you're right. Buddy, there's gonna be a night where you're in there with you're generic guy 8 and I'm generic guy 4, and we're just, hey, come on, guys, let's get behind him. There's gonna be a night. And then I started thinking, no, there might not be. Solo may never encounter this moment. So in a way, I think I looked at him for a long time and just, yeah, you're right. Because
you're right.
You're not running that game like we used to run it, and you may never be in this situation. One day you might appreciate it, but the way he said it, I thought, oh, yeah, well, Solo, you know, you showed up in the biggest program with the big, it's different, but he showed right up and he stayed in that spot.
That's funny.
Right?
Oh my, hey, please keep this on the show, man, so you can see this.
Bro, I was, because I
know
went
it's
home,
true.
I went home texting my inner circle about like, man, have I like, Solo don't respect me? Like, have I lost my, I thought about it. I thought about it. Like, I'm supposed to lead him, and he's telling me
to don't cheer.
And then I thought, no, he's right. It was Hunter. Finally, I was talking to Hunter. I was just like, yeah, no, he's not wrong, because every tag match he's been in with somebody who's over, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's someone who's over. Like, come on, Yeet, Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, good stuff. It's a moment. So, you know,
I don't like to beg for it.
Yeah, don't like to beg for cheers. Oh man, and finally, Wheatley has a little commercial here. We'd like everybody to see it, the jingle, and we'd like you to add something to it. I'll tell you what.
So good, I drink it neatly. Watching Moscow always get the mule. Vodka this good is an American jewel. Wheatley, so good, I drink it neatly.
Wheatley, so good, I drink it neatly. We like our guests to replace the word neatly. Wheatley, so good, I drink it.
Wheatley, so good, I drink it yeetly.
Yeah!
Come on, dog. Good call,
Hey, I don't know if you saw last night. I'm gonna live in the shame of it, but I went to give Punk a fist pound.
I seen it.
Bro.
He was just like this.
And so instead of just bailing on it, I went like this. Like I gave him, I gave it to his own, like myself. Hey, bro, yeah. Like,
and he never looked at you.